guys, welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager and part 6 of Season 3 of our Force India career in the Ice mod. And today we have the Cape Town Grand Prix. We're leading both championships by a healthy margin. Fernando more than a race victory ahead of Danny Kvyat in second. We're developing some new parts on the car. We're trying to improve our low speed cornering because that's 9th best. Even Rahal are better than us at that, and then we'll probably focus on the gearbox after that. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, most definitely, this Grand Prix. I think it's one where we might struggle, to be honest with you. I've brought plenty of soft tyres, well, ultra soft tyres this weekend to make sure that we can get through that aspect of it. Yeah, you know, it's a high downforce track. We may struggle, you know, looking at the fact that we're 9th best in terms of front wing, but the rain's out, so that could potentially change things. I think we'll go for Ocon this race. We'll go with him and Perez, and championship leader Fernando can go and sit on one of the yachts in Cape Town. Ocon actually competing quite well with Perez. I think his stats are going up, so it would be nice to see Ocon progress into a race seat maybe next season. You never know. About Fernando, obviously his contract comes to an end this year. I think Perez's contract comes to an end this year, so we'll keep an eye out on that. But we're 12th and 15th in practice, not the best. Obviously, it's never relevant times in practice, so just have to keep our eye on it. I mean, we might as well go intermediate because we're not going to be using the super softs at any point. So, yeah, we'll do that. And I mean, yeah, it's probably the best thing we've seen. 28. I mean, we may have to go for more because we've got poor downforce. We'll keep an eye on this. So yeah, maybe a bit more acceleration. Do that. That looks good. It's a bit better. Let's see. Wants to be there probably. And well, I mean, who puts low downforce on? That's just ridiculous. Just a bit of common sense sometimes wouldn't go amiss. Was this one that was great? So he needs to be more there. I think that's pretty good for Fernando. So we'll send him straight out there in Q1. No, we sent Alonso out first last time, so we'll send Perez out first this time. And he'll hopefully get a good lap for us. Alonso can go out now. And there we go. So we've got both of our drivers out there, looking to make a good impact. Yeah, it could be a long weekend for us this time, but it is a shorter lap, so that could help us, I guess. Perez coming through now. We are going to slightly change the camera angle. Yeah, to that. I think that's the best one. So here he comes through the roundabout, and then through the middle sector. He's about 2.5 tenths off Ricciardo through the first sector. That's not too bad. What about the second sector? About 8 tenths. So Perez comes through with a 108.3. What's Ricciardo going to do? Well, Alonso comes through first, very close to Perez, but quicker actually than Perez, which is fairly surprising. But Hamilton just blows everybody out of the water with a 105.8, about a second quicker than Verstappen in the Red Bull. So I mean, Newgarden's going quicker than us in the Force Indias. So we could be in serious trouble here, and both cars could go out in Q1 if we're not careful. Palmer, what's he going to do? He's coming through now. He goes 11th, so he splits us. Castroneves has gone up. What about Canan? He's coming through now. He goes 20th, so I mean them two are going to finish bottom. They're like HRT. Hulkenberg should surely be going a bit quicker though. We're going to send Fernando straight back out there. Yeah, so he wants something in between that, so something like that actually should do him really well. So what's his front wing stats? It's 1828. So send him straight out there. So yeah, we'll go for 18 for Perez as well. And other than that, his car's looking fairly good. So they're both going out there. Hopefully give each other a tow on the straights. Well, Hamilton, wow, a second quicker than anybody else. That's freakish. But Newgarden put in a terrific lap. I don't know where he got that from. It's just like Hulkenberg last time out, but Hulkenberg currently getting beat off his teammate Palmer, so I think we need to do a lot more to get through here. Perez looking quicker than Fernando around the lap, but Fernando holding them up somewhat. Alonso going much slower in Sector 1 than he did last time out. Perez going much quicker. Whoop. Oh, goodness sake. Perez coming around now. Perez onto the straight. Perez goes up to 5th. What a lap that is from Perez. Alonso still 12th. Alonso in big trouble here. Championship leader could go out in Q1. Hulkenberg is out. I think Alonso's going to be fine. Don't know what's happened there though. Don't know why he was so slow, but Perez up to 5th. What a lap that is from Sergio. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, we'll just go through to the end of the session now. Looks like everybody's in. So it's going to be a nice transition over to Q2. Just waiting for Canan to come into the pits, and then we are ready for Q2. Hamilton on pole position in Q1. Looking very, very good indeed. But Perez, a 1702. Looking very, very tasty. So going out in Q1 then, Kobayashi, Gasly, Paganord, Rahal and Canan. And we'll take Q2. So Perez, yeah, maybe even wants a touch less downforce, only a touch. I think that should be fine for Perez, so we'll send him straight out. Alonso, on the other hand, I think maybe that's what Alonso wants. Go on, Fernando. So Perez is going to go out first. Alonso soon after. But I just can't fathom how much quicker Perez was in Q1. And Fernando, maybe Fernando's just losing it slightly. See, he is getting quite old in game now, but surely he's not that much off the pace. So both of them have got the tyres into the correct range, but maybe the brakes not exactly where you want them. But yeah, Perez through Sector 1, Alonso very, very close to him, and Vettel very, very close to that. Ricciardo goes a couple of tenths quicker. Alonso nip and tuck with Perez at the moment. Here comes Sergio Perez across the line now, and he does a 1081, and Alonso goes slightly quicker in Sector 3, a 1081, but Perez was 3 tenths quicker than that in the previous session. Verstappen and Ricciardo obviously go quicker. Senna's gone quicker. Vettel, yeah. Sorry about that. Just got rudely interrupted there. Yeah, big news though. The rain has started. Surely Perez isn't going to go any quicker on the intermediate tyres, but we have got that 15% increase in performance. Surely we're not going to go any quicker, but Fernando through. Yeah. Hulkenberg and Palmer out at the moment, obviously, but Hulkenberg going a lot quicker than Palmer this time. So, yeah, I don't know what's quite going to happen here. Everybody seems to have gone out on the intermediates. The main reason I have is to cover everybody else. I don't think we're going to make any improvements. So it looks like Perez is going to go out in Q2, which is a shame. It is a real shame. Yeah, nobody's going to improve, surely. So we'll just bring them in this lap. Well, it is going to stop. Well, do we do it? Do we send Perez out there? I mean, it's a 106 lap, so... I mean, if we send Perez out, we have to send Alonso out as well, remember, because Alonso would be the guy that he's displacing. So I think we do go out there and see what we can do. You know, it is wet out there, but by the time they start their lap, it will be getting much drier. So could be an inspired choice. It could be insanity. We've got to try something to get Perez through, haven't we? So here we go. We're going to go on to the lap now, and we'll keep an eye on Perez's first sector. If it's much slower, I mean it's half a second off, Alonso quicker in sector 1 than Perez. What about sector 2? Can Perez improve in sector 2? No. It looks like Perez is going to be out here, but we'll keep an eye on it. Perez coming through now. What's his time going to be? A 1:08.4. So about, I mean, Alonso almost beat his time, so the time was there to be had. Just couldn't quite do it in the end, and well, Perez will start 11th. Fernando Alonso through to the top 10, and probably will finish ahead of the two Williams cars, and maybe even Danny Kvyat. So a lot of time to be had. So going out in Q2 then, Vettel, Hulkenberg, Palmer, Newgarden, and Sergio Perez, of course. So yeah, let's get into it. Q3, it looks like it's stone baked, and Fernando will go straight out there on a set of ultra soft tyres. We're right at the end here, which is interesting. I wonder if the garages change every weekend, because that looks like the Constructors' Champions, because Scuderia Ferrari are right next to us. Can Fernando put together the lap? We might get 3 goes at it. It'll be tight, but he might get 3 goes at it. Now then, he's in clearish here. Not the clearest he could be in. Ricciardo has gone out on his lap as well. Fernando Alonso sets a good first sector. We'll see why he is compared to Ricciardo. He's only a 10th down, so that's a good sign. Sector 2. He's going to be 5/10ths down. So Alonso goes 1:08.1, which is about what he did last time out. Ricciardo coming through now, and that's much quicker, 1:07.3. What about Verstappen? What's he going to do? Well, he goes 3rd. Giovinazzi's surely going to go 4th. Raikkonen going purple in sector 1, which is interesting. He's purple in sector 2. Can Raikkonen go on pole position here? Kimi Raikkonen coming through the final sector. Where's he going to go? Oh, he goes 2nd. He lost a bit in that final sector. Bottas using a used set of ultra softs, but Castroneves isn't. So he's going to go above Fernando. He goes up to 7th. So Alonso in 8th now, which would be quite a good result for us, I think. You know, it's about what we could expect. We might get round for another couple of laps here. Yeah, so Fernando getting faster as the weekend goes on. Can he get into the 17s? Perez did a 17.8 in Q1. Can Alonso do the same? Because if he did, he would go up to 7th, which would be a really, really good performance. So here comes Fernando Alonso onto his flying lap. There's nobody else out on track, so he's going to have a clean run at it. Here he comes through Sector 1. He's a couple of tenths off what he did last time, I think. What about second sector? He's coming around now. He's about a second off. Here he comes up to the line. And Fernando Alonso just a little bit slower, but not by much though. So we'll speed it up a bit. Kvyat looks like he could pose a threat actually. Kvyat coming through and he actually goes above Fernando. So Fernando drops to 9th now. But we will try and get him out there for one more lap. One more go at it. It's going to be really tight, but I think we can possibly do it. What was his quickest time? I mean, that was his quickest time on that setup. Do we do that? I think we do, you know. Right, let's watch somebody else for now. Let's hope Fernando can get through. Verstappen is going purple in all sectors. Verstappen goes on to pole, and he's going to take pole position, I think. Verstappen has pulled that lap from nowhere. What is going on there? Fernando got through. Fernando got through to start his lap. This is what we need. Oh, he's much off in Sector 1. That's really not good. Sector 2, he's a bit quicker though. What about Sector 3? He's coming through now. It's a 107. Oh, actually, it's a 107.7. What a lap from Fernando at the end there. He's gone up to 7th. What a lap at the end, a 107.7. So that looks like the setup that we're going to go for. I mean, it might not be all excellent, but that was the quickest time. And he's put it in there right at the end, 107.7. That's his quickest time of the weekend. It's even quicker than, I mean, actually, Perez did a 107.2. Where would that have put him? That would have put him 5th on the grid. Unlucky. Is it going to rain today? No, I don't think it is. Oops, we'll do that and that. We'll change. No, that's fine. Change his setup and let's have a look. A 107.2. That's surely the one we've got to go for. Yeah, and we're going to start him on this tyre. Yeah, and take him a bit longer into the race. So we'll push Fernando from the outset. Doesn't start too far ahead of Sergio, but hopefully they can both get through comfortably in this first lap. Lights out, away we go. Fernando off to a good start, up to 6th already. Actually down to 7th. It said he was up to 6th. I don't know what quite happened there. He's going down the inside, but Perez has managed to go down the inside of a lot of people. Perez up to 4th place, Alonso up to 5th. We've got a Williams fighting with us there. We'll keep an eye on Perez, who's up to 3rd place though, and he's on the super soft tyres, remember. So Perez has a strategical advantage over the people behind him. Verstappen leading the Grand Prix with Giovinazzi in 2nd. Perez is slowly becoming a championship contender here with these kind of starts, but Fernando Alonso has finally made it up to 4th position. Let's have a look at the weather. It looks like it's gonna hold and hold off the rain. Fernando Alonso closing in now on Sergio Perez for third place championship leader. Fernando Alonso, remember, and he's really pushing these tyres. And Perez is caught up to Verstappen, so I don't quite know what's happened to Verstappen. But Alonso now coming past Sergio Perez down the inside. Really good move there from Fernando, and he's now pulling away and moving up towards second position and Max Verstappen. We're going to move his engine down to medium, but we can keep pushing the tyres, and hopefully we'll be able to make the pass. So Perez in fourth, holding off Hamilton for fifth. There's a yellow flag in sector one. Somebody's crashed. It's Joseph Newgarden, but no safety car required there. Perez, remember, on the super soft tyres, so we'll just make sure he stays within touching distance of these guys up ahead, and his strategy will come into play a little bit later. Alonso's going to come into the pits this lap. It should be the only stop he makes, so we're going to put him onto the soft tyres and run him till the end of the Grand Prix. So he might as well attack these tyres for the rest of this lap and try and get as close to Verstappen as possible as he's coming into the pits. So let's keep an eye on Fernando. Another crash. Rahal is out of the Grand Prix, and Fernando Alonso coming into the pits this lap. He's going to go down to medium, and Perez is through. He's in fifth now. He's dropped down the field a little bit, but not significantly. So Fernando's come out ahead of Bottas and Kvyat, who have already pit, as well as Kimi Räikkönen, who's already pit, but he's going to be stopping again by the looks of things. So Alonso in 13th at the moment, Perez up to 5th, holding off Ricciardo, but yeah, a lot of people continuing on in this Grand Prix, quite deep on those ultra soft tyres. So Perez will inherit the lead of the Grand Prix most likely after this lap, and we might as well move his engine mode up to high. Alonso up to 12th at the minute. He's well behind Giovinazzi and now behind Senna, so maybe Alonso not gonna compete for a podium this race, but Perez is certainly gonna have something to say about the podium places, you would imagine. He's in first position at the moment on the super soft tyres, controlling the pace of the race. Hulkenberg's up to second. He's come up from lower on the grid. He started on the soft tyres, looking to go deep into this race. So Perez in first, Hulkenberg in second, and we're managing to maintain a consistent gap to him. Giovinazzi is in third, with Kobayashi in fourth. Lewis Hamilton up to 5th. Well, he's on the ultra soft tyres, so we'll be stopping again. Verstappen is in 6th, and Senna is in 7th. Alonso only 11th at the moment. So Perez is being closed down by Giovinazzi. Be interesting to see how much time Giovinazzi loses trying to hold on to Perez. Räikkönen is out of the race. Is interesting. He's crashed, so that's another contender out. So maybe another couple of laps for Sergio Perez before he comes in, and then we'll put him on to the ultra soft tyres towards the end of the Grand Prix. He's looking quite good at the moment. He's looking like he might come out ahead of Fernando, which would be a really good result for Sergio. So yeah, here it comes then, coming through, and we'll pit him in this lap. I think the ultra soft should last till the end of the Grand Prix for him. I don't see why they wouldn't, as long as he doesn't. Oh no, not Alonso, Perez. There we go. So yeah, let's have a look at Alonso. How's he doing? He's in 12th at the moment and really struggling actually to stay ahead of the main contenders. Move him on to high now and see what that does. But Perez into the pits. Let's keep an eye on the stop. Hopefully it's a nice clean one. He's obviously dropping down the field, but he's away in 9th position, so he's ahead of Fernando, which is what he wanted to do. He's on the ultra soft tyres, so should be quicker than the guys ahead of him. And yeah, Verstappen looking the best in this Grand Prix at the moment, but Perez certainly looking good as well, and he's going to overtake a bunch of cars here. He's going to get up to 6th place, so Perez in a really good place now. Alonso in 11th. Struggling to get back into the points, but all he needs is a few points today. You know, remember, he's more than a race ahead of 2nd place Danny Kvyat. Giovinazzi is the guy that's posing the biggest threat at the moment at the front to Alonso's championship lead, but remember, he's more than a race win ahead, so Alonso is going to be leader no matter what today. Perez up to 5th now. Looking very, very good. Alonso up to 8th, so that's currently 4 points in the bag, and people ahead of him will have to pit, including Giovinazzi by the looks of it. So Giovinazzi, although he looked good for tyre wear a couple of laps ago, is going to have to come in probably this lap, as is Hamilton. Perez up to 4th now. He's ahead. He's behind Verstappen. I don't think Verstappen will pit again, but you never know, you know. He's only on 40% tyre wear. He could theoretically pit, but Hamilton's going to come into the pits. Giovinazzi's going to come into the pits. So this is an interesting one, where they're going to come out with respect to Fernando Alonso. Going to come behind Sergio Perez. It's a long one for Giovinazzi. It's a long one, and Alonso's come out in front. So we're 2nd and 4th now. Alonso in a bit of clean air. He's got 4 laps to go on these tyres. He's going to have to conserve them, I think. And Perez is going to be absolutely fine by the looks of it. He's still got over half of his tyre life remaining. How's he doing compared to Max? It looks like they're holding a consistent gap. Might as well push the tyres a bit. Danny Kvyat has just set the fastest lap. Palmer's out as well. So a lot of retirements from this Grand Prix. Alonso down to 5th now. Is he going to manage to stay in front of Giovinazzi? I don't think so. He's behind Hulkenberg now and Giovinazzi, so Alonso going to drop way down. Oh, he's back up to 6th. Yeah, I mean, if Alonso gets 8 points out of this, it's 8 more points than he'll have if he comes into the pits. He's going to get at least 7th, you would imagine. So Perez closing up on Max Verstappen. He took about 4/10 out of him that lap, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting end. Sweet. Now we're going to go into overtake mode. But Max Verstappen is surely going to come round. Max Verstappen does come round to win the Cape Town Grand Prix. Perez is going to finish a brilliant 2nd for Force India. Alonso is just about well, he's not actually. I thought he was going to hang on to 7th, but he's going to have to hang on to 8th behind Paganot. 4 points in the bag. That's the main thing. Giovinazzi only finished 4th, so he hasn't made too much ground. Kvyat only 10th. Giovinazzi, Hulkenberg in 5th. So yeah, I think we can be pretty happy with that. 2nd place with Perez. He's probably going to make up the most points on Fernando. And yeah, good strategy for Perez. I think Alonso maybe should have stayed out another lap on the ultra softs, and we could have seen how that went. But that is that then. So Perez in 2nd, Alonso 8th. Nobody else got penalised. So Max Verstappen wins. Perhaps he's gonna close up. No, he's not. So yeah, Perez is the one that closes in to within a race win now of Fernando Alonso. Giovinazzi within 30 points, with Kvyat in 4th, Hulkenberg 5th. Verstappen moves up to 6th, Vettel 7th, but Hamilton with a much needed result up to 12th now. So Mercedes move up to 8th in the Constructors. We're 72 points ahead now. We're still forging ahead in the Constructors, which is really, really good to see. I can't believe we're actually leading the Constructors. That's insane. And yeah, just waiting for this to load, and then we'll round off the episode. It's been a fairly long one. That's what you get when you have 3 qualifying sessions now. And there you go. No, not much change there. And there's the World Motorsport Championship. Perez finishing a brilliant second for Force India, but Fernando and Sergio still leading the way in the championship. We've got a new front wing, so we'll have a quick look at that before the episode is done. Yeah, I mean, Verstappen probably one of the first to go from pole to victory. That's a pretty good front wing. If we have a look, it's Perez that hasn't got a good front wing, so that'll go there for him, and he should be quite happy with that. I mean, we may favour Fernando, I don't know. You'll have to let us know what you think in the comments about that. Yeah, how dare you? Yeah, we don't want Joseph Newgarden, to be fair. Right, anyway, that is where we're going to end this episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like down below if you did. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.